Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center. And I have Yuchi with her movie Memories of Blue. Let's take a look at the clip. Yuchi, thank you for being here today. Congratulations on your film.
Thank you so much for having me.
For those that haven't seen it, tell us a little brief synopsis.
So it's sort of a weird little sci-fi film. So 2066 is lonely, and in a world where the rich are hooked to machines and the poor they're laboring to support them, a fated power outage brings two people from very different backgrounds to a very brief encounter that means a lot more to them than I think.
And with a synopsis like that, why would you not want to watch it? Because it's just fascinating. And I was like, when I actually looked at it myself, I was like, you're making a film in the future, and how difficult that must have been. But your film was fantastic. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this particular project?
I mean, I think we looked at a lot of sci-fi films that's been made before, and a lot of people think this film, like they think of Blade Runner aesthetic when they see it, but that was not what we're actually going for. I think if there were one film that I really leaned on was Wong Kar-wai's 2046, 2044,
yeah.
38, I don't know. But I think that I really wanted to build this. People associate sci-fi with something very clean-cut and industrial and simple these days, but I really wanted to have the freedom to create this world that was much more different and was just with stuff that I wanted in it.
Yeah.
And it was just something you haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I watched it and there were so many nuances and things, and then I was like, oh, what does that do? Or what's that? Or how's that working? And you just did that in every single setup and every scene, which I found fascinating. Going into that, you obviously had a great cast, and I just loved their relationship. You know, it was just this unique relationship. How was the casting process for you?
I guess we were sort of troubled for a while because I think going into this role, I never directed something similar to this, especially I think with Alexa's role, to think of how someone would get out of this future chair thing and just spasm. I didn't know how that would turn out. But I really think that these two actors that we've met really brought their energy and really channeled themselves into the characters and really helped me so in the pictures that I didn't see before. And especially I think with Jo, the one who played Alexa, she just has such energies, man.
Yeah.
And she really just like took everybody and got involved in the role, and I really think,
it was such a unique set design, production design, such a unique, makeup and costume. Like, how was that process for you? Because you really had to kind of, you wanted to make something unique that we haven't seen before. That wasn't kind of cliche. So how was that for you? Have you got a good team of people you're working with?
I was really lucky that I got to work with pretty much all of my best friends.
Oh, that's great.
My production designer has lived with me for 3 years, and
perfect.
We know each other very well, and same to my costume design person. So I think because they know me so well, it really was just about like how to put everything together. And I think what my production designer Aliki really helped me with was envisioning the space in the 3D sense. And I feel like I had a lot of trouble seeing the space and imagining what it would be like, and it made shooting harder because I didn't know, for example, like if the shot I planned would turn out exactly like that because things hadn't been built yet. But I think being able to look at models with her and like putting our own patterns to each models and locking that down before we do has helped a lot.
And like what I loved also as well is the kind of the house, the home that they were in. Like, how did you create that? Like the home, when you showed the kind of look of the outside of what it looked like, how did you create that? Because that was wonderful.
The miniature.
Yeah, the miniature. Yeah.
Oh, at first it was really just that we felt like LA didn't have a building exterior that really matched what we were going for this film, and I really just was imagining this like egg-like structure, and so I don't know, I told Aliki and she made a miniature in like a day, and so.
I love it because what that basically did as well, was the fact that this miniature kind of made me feel, oh, well, this is the house, and then I felt that was the house inside, which, you know, just the way it was structured, which is really clever as well. Now, obviously, the characters kind of have this very, you know, intense conversation, and it's very, very powerful. And I think because you set it in the future, you're always kind of like looking everywhere, of setting the scene and seeing what's going on and what they're kind of going through. For you as a director, are you kind of more hands-on in terms of helping your actors, or do you kind of let them free, or how did that work for you in rehearsals?
I think I'm still figuring out what the best way to direct is, but for me, my personal process is to share all my personal understandings and any histories I feel like I would have with this character, and just, I think, tell it very honestly to each of the actors and let them take their spin on it. And then I think if there's anything that needs extra work, then we communicate on from there. But I think it's half and half, and I tell them, here's what I imagine, and I think to give them the freedom to like play within that is.
What was the biggest challenge you had in making the film?
I think the script is definitely part of it. I think for us, there was a time limit put on it, and our first cut was 24-minute, and it needed to be 12-minute, and so it's quite a lot of stuff that's cut out. So I think that for many different reasons, I think more work on a script would have benefited the film. And I think other than that, definitely production challenges in that, again, like making it in the USC senior thesis system, there's a lot of rules, and you know, like definitely 12-hour days, you can't go exceed this or that. And then so it was definitely a struggle to finish building the set every single day and weekend. And everyone would tell us that there's no way you guys can do it before that. So we're all like, I guess like there's no way we can do it. But
you did it. It was amazing.
Yeah, we were 6 hours late every single shooting weekend.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Well, you're at the wonderful USC, and obviously early in your career and everything, but what is it like to have your film at a film festival in front of an audience at NewFilmmakers LA? What was that experience like to see your film up there?
I think it was definitely very special and very different, because when you're screening at school, you're screening it with people you know, and a lot of people have worked on the film. And so when I see it with a different, completely strange audience and see what they react to and relate to, it's a very special and different experience.
Well, you obviously just graduated, and so what is next for you?
I don't know. I think right now I'm not in a rush to go make a feature. I really just want to live and absorb and learn before I go off to do that, because I really felt tired of making images that weren't telling the stories I wanted to tell, and I wanted to just be able to have that the next thing I make, rather than making more, I guess, meaningless pieces, but maybe not meaningless.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Yeah, so I will be doing that.
And go and explore your own vision and take your own time with it. I think that's such an important thing. I think everyone's just so keen to just go on, do the next thing, make the next thing happen. I think it's so important as an artist just to kind of, you know, understand what you want and where you want to go and where you want to take your next project and films. And I think that's never spoken about enough, actually. What have you learned from your studies thus far, or from people you've been inspired by? What piece of advice do you have for any filmmaker that may be looking to go to film school, graduating, or in the future?
I think the most important things I've learned throughout 4 years here is it's really that your story is the most important thing to your film, in that it might be different in terms of making a short, but overall, I think that as artists, we have responsibilities to interact with the society. And so in terms of that, like, your story really matters to the key soul of your piece you're making. And so there are a lot of people who really value style, and I definitely was that, and I consider myself a filmmaker with a lot of unique style. But at the end of the day, I still feel that like story is the ultimate thing that will help you grow. And
I believe that. Well, listen, thank you, Yuchi. I can't wait to see much more of your films. They don't take too long to make your film, because I want to see the next one. But no, thank you very much, and we're looking forward to seeing much more of your work.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Yuchi, memories of everyone.